Hey, welcome back to another episode of Split Screen Gamers, where a couple of nerds talk about video games. And today we got the latest Nintendo Direct. Yeah, straight out of Japan, they're going to be showcasing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now, we got a sneak peek at the last Direct, not the last one, but one of those Directs. There's been a lot of Directs. I'm directly stating right now that this game looks awesome. I cannot wait to jump into it. But that and more, we're going to do a little discussion after. It's only like 15 minutes, but you're going to hear our live here and see, if you're on the video platform, our live reaction to the Direct. Now, without further ado, put your headphones on, get your tea ready, and let's get active.
Your weekly power-up of video game news, updates, and industry buzz. From blockbuster releases and indie gems to hardware drops, studio shakeups, and everything in between, we break it all down. This is Split Screen Gamers.
Boys, it's about to start. Y'all got y'all Switches yet?
I do not. I keep finding. I keep trying to find a Switch 2. I still have my old Switch, but alas, I can't find a Switch 2 anywhere. So
I know
it might be sold out till like the holidays.
So. I have a friend who wants to get a Switch just solely because he wants to spend more time with his wife and play like co-op games. He's like, oh, I haven't spent a lot of time with her, which I think is an honorable thing to do. And he was like, I called him yesterday when we were talking about something. He was like, yeah. I was like, you get the Switch yet? And he's like, yeah, I was thinking about buying one tonight. And he doesn't play video games like that. And I said, it's not that easy, pal. It's not just I'm going to buy one tonight. He thinks he's just going to roll up to Walmart or Target and get a Switch. And I'm like, looks like you and your wife are just going to have to go through a little bit more turmoil, my friend. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah, I know, right? I was gonna say a little bit more of the marriage development. So yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I would not. You know, the first time I got my Switch, bro, like I had to wait for like 4 months before I could get it because it started at the pandemic. And, like, I couldn't find one. And then, luckily, I just rolled up to GameStop being, myself and was like, hey, you guys got a Switch? And they were like, we got one in the back. And I was like, oh, thank you, God. And so I picked I picked my Switch up.
Keeping one in the back is crazy, actually. I bet that was some employee that was like, oops. There's my alarm.
Oops.
Chandler was like, yo, I'll suck your... Anyway.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, geez. I was like, how much you want? How much money? There is a table underneath this place. So, I mean, there.
Where are you at? You at GameStop?
Yeah, I was at GameStop, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Start it. All right, let's get it. Dang, they went right into it.
When the world felt so cruel and bleak. When the hole looks so dark and deep.
Pause. Dark and deep.
Wow. See, these colors saturated. It's dramatic. You know, the last Donkey Kong game came out on the Wii U, and nobody picked it up, so...
That's why this is so sad.
Yeah.
We didn't forget about you, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Kinda. Okay.
Yeah. Only on the Wii U. Did we forget about you?
What in the world?
Isn't that she kind of reminds me of what's her name in Odyssey?
The discovery of the century, made right here
Alexia.
on Ingot Isle. This is excellent news for #1 banana fan, Donkey Kong. However, just as he's about to enjoy the notable bananas, a sudden tempest sends him deep down underground.
I like how they make Donkey Kong look like a
As his adventure
businessman now
begins,
in that suit
DK
that they
teams
gave
up
him.
with Odd Rock. But it's no rock at all.
I thought it was KSI.
A talented young singer named Pauline.
Pauline, yeah.
Now, Donkey Kong just wants bananas.
That's her name.
And Pauline
From Odyssey.
wants to find a way back home to the surface. It's said that one's wish will be granted by reaching the planet core.
Whoa, this
So
is
the unlikely duo set
unexpected.
off on a strange subterranean adventure.
So is this like an origin story for her now?
The story takes
Right.
place in the underground world. where the scenery changes the deeper you go.
Levels look really cool.
Yeah, they
Some
do.
layers are so spectacular
Very colorful
that it's
and
hard to
vibrant.
believe
Really
you're
vibrant.
underground.
Really intricate.
DK can run, jump,
He can run and jump. Let's go, guys.
and climb
Let's
through
go, dude.
each environment.
I didn't know that.
Using his incredible physical
This actually looks
prowess,
awesome. This reminds me of
you
that
can
Tarzan
freely
game
move
that
in
came
any
out on the
direction.
PS2
But
a
that's
long
not
time
all.
ago. One of the GOAT games.
Almost anything in your
Yeah,
path.
I know which one
You
you're
can
talking about,
smash,
bro. I remember that.
The way that he's running.
Never played it.
crash,
Yeah, dude.
Dang, this looks dope.
and bash.
Break through the environments
You
too.
can even
That's
do
what's up.
this to a massive rock formation. You know, if you want.
And
As
smash.
you barrel through obstacles in your
Yeah.
path, you'll also collect golden bananas
Donkey
known
Kong
as
smash.
Banandium gems. More on those later. Let's take a look at some of the things this Kong can do.
I like Donkey Kong's little overalls.
Smash enemies.
That's yeah. That was something I was pointing out earlier. I was like, I like how they gave him that because
most things
it makes
you
him
can get your
look
hands
more
on
like a
with
businessman
incredible
now
Yeah.
force.
with the tie and
Destruction
everything.
can lead to discoveries. So
Chandler
set
knows
off
I
a
love
chain
an outfit.
reaction and see what happens.
Yup.
You just snap it off.
Yup.
All right.
Yup.
Dive punch.
Yup. I do
Unleash
know
a
that,
powerful punch directly downward. How deep you punch into the ground depends on the strength
Whoa.
of the terrain.
It's everything's
Oh, wow.
Roll
so there's so
forward.
much destructible.
Roll at high
Game.
speed and send lighter objects
dude.
soaring. Combine this with punches and jumps to really mix things up. Hand slap. Make
Hand
some
slap.
noise to collect scattered items. Or detect
Oh,
hidden
that's dope.
objects using sonar. You can even use your feet when your hands are occupied.
Huh.
Tear off. Grab a chunk of terrain and tear it off.
Dang, dude.
Or tear up
Yeah, dude.
turnips to find items.
Hey, we know about
And
that. That
even
was in
tear chunks off your
that's in a
foes.
Nintendo classic right there.
Yeah.
Swing. Grab a chunk and swing it to attack. Harder chunks
I love how
can
they're
be
just like,
used
yo,
to
you
break
can just
stone with
just
ease.
cause chaos.
Yeah.
Just leave a
Smash
wave
Yeah.
of
That's been the
destruction.
whole direct
Yeah.
for.
Literally. That's
Every
the
level
point.
just ends destroyed.
Use a
Yeah.
chunk to double jump. This will help you reach new
You literally
heights.
like destroy the level to like, you know, just the
Throw.
baseline. Like it goes to the ocean.
Throw
pretty
a
much.
chunk.
Exactly. You know people are gonna try that.
Oh yeah,
Or
dude.
aim at a target.
It's like how much
this.
can I destroy of this level?
Throwing a boom rock or
leaving
gold
enemies
can
crying.
have explosive
Yeah,
effects.
it's like my home.
My home.
If you throw
No,
chunks made
no.
of softer material,
Where
you can
should
stick
I
them to a
live?
surface and pile them up.
Whoa.
Turf
Oh,
serve.
nice.
This lets you ride on
Turf
chunks.
serve.
Dang, dude, this game is actually kind of lit.
Yeah, dude.
Speed up
Dude,
and aim
they're
for
being
smaller
creative,
enemies to
man.
knock them
Yeah.
I'll tell
away.
you what.
Make
That last Donkey
music.
Kong game,
The
I
power of
forget the
Pauline
subtitle
singing
for
will
it,
help
but
show you the way.
it was just like a 3D
It can also
side-scrolling
remove
Donkey
these
Kong game.
strange seals
That was a bit fun.
Someone
This one's more
left
like
behind.
in the veins of like Mario Odyssey, where it's trying to be original.
You never know
So I'm
what
like,
you'll
heck
discover in the underground world.
Yeah, what's the point of this other character right now? That's what I want to figure out.
Yeah,
So
it's
carve
like her
your own
origin.
path with DK's abilities.
Whoa, these worlds are crazy.
Yeah, dude. Oh, let's draw on watermelon.
The many layers of the underground world are host to a variety of inhabitants. Some are mysterious
zebras,
and aren't
dude.
too bothered by DK's destructive tendencies. It looks like Cranky Kong and his companion Rambi are
look
also
there.
venturing through the layers
That's
of the
dope.
world.
Yeah.
Then there are the giant elders who call the underground world home. They're said to possess ancient bonanza powers.
Why did they all speak in reggae, man?
Right.
They all just speak in reggae.
By learning their
What's
bonanza
your
powers,
demand?
Pauline's singing can do something special. She can make Donkey Kong transform
What? Oh, that's cool.
with incredible
Oh, here we go.
destructive power. Even hard
Yeah.
terrain poses
Dude,
no
Donkey
problem.
Kong's like a Digimon.
That looks
Cloud through the
sick,
world,
honestly. Look at that,
smash as
dude.
much as possible
He's
with
got like the
powerful
banana dreads, baby.
Bonanza.
Yeah, dude.
Plus,
The-
DK
dude,
can
those are
transform
dreads.
into
They're banana
Holy
dreads,
cow.
bro.
He's as
The
speedy
banana
as he is
dreads.
striped.
Dude, he has some
He can
banana
breeze
mohawk
over
now
water
with a zebra.
Oh wait, yeah, dude.
or
He's also
crumbling
cheeked up.
pathways.
Yeah, dude, he is.
That's the
Yeah,
sweet
was looking at the cheeks.
zebra bonanza.
Yeah, I know. He's like, oh,
Oh yeah,
jeez.
he can
Oh my
also turn
god.
into an ostrich. A flying ostrich. Spread your wings and
This is
soar through the
awesome.
sky.
I think Nintendo's some of their games. I feel like they're just like, yo,
You
how
can
many
use
jokes can we
updrafts
tell?
to gain more air.
Yeah.
Then
No,
drop
100%,
egg
dude.
bombs from great heights to
Like, because
send
whoever designed
enemies
this character was
scattering.
trying to be funny.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
Ostrich Bonanza.
Also, the voiceover, Ostrich
transformations don't last
Bonanza.
forever.
Like, come on, bro.
Like just
That
go for it.
You
enthusiasm.
can
Yeah,
transform
dude.
again by
That
collecting gold
enthusiasm
to
there.
build up
Reminds me
your
of
banana.
those like old like action figure or like race car
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
I
right.
You're
like
not
that
limited
one
to
voice
when or where
actor.
you
Yeah.
transform.
RC car.
You can
Yeah.
swap
Yeah.
between transformations. So get creative
some RC
and
cars.
use them as you
Yeah.
adventure
I used
to
to
the
love that,
planet
man.
core.
Dude, same here, man.
Standing in our hero's way.
Here we go. Here's
is
some story,
the
baby.
Void Company, the mightiest mining operation both above ground and below. Grumpy Kong works to create gigantic corporate soldiers. Poppy Kong is responsible for subterranean info gathering, while Void Kong is in charge of the whole company. This nefarious
gave him
crew
gold
is
teeth.
responsible
It's kinda
for the
hard, bro.
banana stealing maelstrom
Yeah,
on
dude.
Ingot
It's
Island.
kind of fire.
And
Yeah,
they're
those
headed
gold-
straight
yeah, dude.
Looks like
down
Kodak
to
Black.
the planet core.
Yeah. Yeah.
Planet core? But no! I'm going with DK, so you just stay away!
Voidco blocked off all the routes to the lower layers, so no one
Some
could
voice
reach
acting.
them.
Yeah, dude.
DK and his pals
I
will
like
come
how they're
face to
speaking
face
in their
with the
monkey
enemies
language,
guarding
but
these
she's like
routes.
English.
So use all
Right,
the
I
power
like
at
that.
your disposal to take on a host of powerful foes. By defeating them,
Oh.
giant sinkholes will open, clearing a path to the lower layers of the underground world. Found throughout the underground world are golden bananas called Banandium Gems.
Banana.
Banandium Gems.
They're
That's a
not
cool
always
name.
visible though. Sometimes
Banandium
they're buried in the
Gems, man.
walls, the ground.
Let me guess. You got to
and
get a
other
certain
places.
Banandium Gems to move
There
on.
are a whole bunch to find.
I think so. Or they're
You
kind of
can
like
also
stars
obtain
in
these
Mario,
gems
bro.
by
You
completing
don't have to get
challenges
them
in the
all,
ruins
but if
found
you do,
throughout your
you unlock
adventure.
something like interesting.
Yeah. Well, it does say you get these areas, these ancient
Challenges
ruins.
include time-limited battles,
Oh, that's cool.
courses where you'll need clever solutions,
Okay.
I like they brought the like course challenge.
side-scrolling
Yeah,
Those back in
stages,
like the Super
and
Nintendo
more.
one.
Ooh, some classic Donkey Kong.
I love that.
Okay, dude.
Keep
All
your
right.
eyes peeled to find the Banandium Gems.
And
There
those
are
barrels
plenty
where you
of
gotta
ruins
land in
to
them and
discover,
shoot to
so
launch.
give
Like
them a
I still
try.
have PTSD remembering those from the Super Nintendo
Oh yeah.
one.
Oh
Pain
man,
in the ass.
they were, dude. They very much were. See, I think my first Donkey Kong game was on like the Game Boy, like either the Game Boy or the Game Boy Advance. It's
As
one
you
of those.
collect Banandium
But,
Gems,
like,
you'll gain
that shit was
skill
hard.
points. These can be used to increase stats
Oh,
such as your
whoa,
max
there's a
health
skill tree?
or the
Oh,
destructive power of your
Really,
punches.
for a Donkey Kong
Power up
game?
Yeah,
Donkey
right?
Kong to match your playstyle.
What?
For example, if you strengthen
I'm
your
not gonna
sonar,
lie. I
you'll
thought
be
those
able to
bananas
detect
that were
treasure from
underneath
further
were
away,
how much skill
which
points you
could
have.
lead to new
Were like in Arabic.
discoveries.
I was not looking at that right. It was like 5
Or
different
use
bananas
skill
all
points
like
to
a line
learn new
across.
skills.
I was like, is that Arabic? What?
There are all sorts of items to find as you explore. Banandium chips are shaped like slices of banana,
Oh, that's cool.
and they can be traded for Banandium Gems at the
Is
chip
that,
exchange.
is that a giant Banandium Gem right there?
These gold
That was
nuggets
right in
are
the shop?
I was like-
surprisingly called
I thought that
gold.
was just a, yeah.
You can
I thought that
exchange
was like a
gold for
wood chip
useful
or
items
something.
at the stuff shop.
Oh, they're all metal.
There are fossils too. You can trade these for different fashions at local style shops.
Oh, you get tires. Okay.
Just open the closet and customize the perfect fits for Donkey Kong and Pauline.
This
or
is
even
cool.
change up your fur color.
Yeah.
No look is too
Oh,
much
nice.
for Donkey Kong, or too little. Almost every
style.
article of clothing comes with its own benefits, so mix and match your look to suit the situation. If you find a treasure chest buried in the ground, crack it open, and you might receive a treasure map showing the location of Bonandium gems or fossils. Their locations will be marked on your map. Pretty helpful for finding collectibles. You can also see which
I just
fossils
already
and
know that
Bonandium
there's going
gems
to be
you
somebody that
collected,
picks up this
making
game
it easy
and
to
they're going
see
to
how
be
close you are
completionists
to
about
completion.
it. 100%.
That goes
There's
without saying.
plenty more to do in the underground
For
world.
sure,
than that
people are gonna go
adventure.
crazy.
Need a rest?
Yeah.
Carve out a
I'm
space
definitely
and enjoy
guilty of
a
that.
getaway
Yeah,
where
same.
you can recover in bed. And
I
enjoy
just got to
listening
move
to
on
tunes
after a
with
while,
the music
man.
player.
That's with me.
Yeah, because like, what do you at the end of the day? Like, what do you actually?
You might
gain?
even find new discs when defeating
Yeah.
enemies.
No, 100%.
I do that with Assassin's Creed, and I'm like,
When it comes to moving between layers,
But
subterranean
like for like people that
eels
are like
have your back.
Nintendo diehards, they'll do
These
that.
elevators
I mean, I already know
will
people
help
that
you
still play Breath
easily
of the
move
Wild,
between
even though
layers
it's
you
been like
visited at any
almost
time.
10 years.
yeah.
And if you get lost, no need
Like,
to
it's
worry.
insane.
You can always
That's actually what
teleport
their
within the
YouTube
layer
channel
you're
is
currently
based around,
exploring.
too.
Teleport there?
Oh, that's cool. It's a fast travel system.
In photo mode, you can freely change the in-game camera angle and adjust other settings to snap pics. Get a photo like this, or that. Unleash your inner shutterbug and create your own captivating scene.
Oh, that's dope.
By sharing a Joy-Con 2 controller or using a second set, you and a pal can control
multiplayer.
Donkey Kong and Pauline separately to buddy up in local co-op play. As Pauline, you can unleash vocal blasts using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. You can
Oh, that's
also
dope.
copy the material of nearby terrain to give your vocals even more texture.
Nice.
By working together, even tough enemies don't stand a chance.
That is dope.
I feel like that would, I feel like that would be like a great way to like
This
introduce
game
somebody
also
to
supports
like video
game
games
share.
that don't play
Even
video
if only
games.
one player has
Yeah,
the
like, do
game,
the most
they can
simplest
quickly share it to
action. That's
another
dope.
player so they can join on their own system.
That's
It
cool.
can also be shared locally to a
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch system.
Oh.
Plus,
That's cool.
you can play online between Nintendo Switch 2 systems using Game Share via Game Chat. If you need a little help with all the platforming action, Assist Mode is the way to play. It guides you in the right direction,
That's what I need.
halves the damage you
Yeah,
receive, and more.
Same here.
Assist Mode supports you in your adventure to be the best Kong you can be.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Outside
use
of the
that.
main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using mouse controls called DK Artist.
Bro,
Oh,
what?
that's cool. It's
Rotate to
like
paint.
in Mario 64, where's the big old Mario head? Oh, that's dope.
Carve material,
They should be making stuff, bro.
or add some back
Dude, they
on.
really are.
You can even change the lighting and add delectable banana effects.
Oh yeah, people are gonna spend days on this.
Give it a
Okay.
try and sculpt to
Oh,
your heart's
see?
content.
That's dope.
This game also supports Amiibo accessories.
I
A
can't
new
believe they're
Donkey
still
Kong
promoting
and
this.
Pauline Amiibo figure is
Yeah,
also on
like-
the
For the
way.
kids, bro.
Scanning it unlocks
yeah.
Pauline's diva dress. By scanning the Donkey Kong series amiibo shown here,
Like I've
gold
never gotten
Kong
to the Amiibo
tiles with
series,
explosive
honestly,
power
when it
will
first came
appear.
out. Like I just did.
Every other amiibo released up to this point is also compatible.
Do you guys know any kids who like
If
actually
you
have a bunch
scan
of
them,
amiibos?
You'll get giant spheres like
None.
these.
Right.
Zero.
Surely. I mean, they're selling because they're doing it again.
Oh. Oh yeah,
Honestly,
dude.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, dude. It's supposed to like be like a cool little like
I love to see
add-on to like games and stuff where if you had like a certain amiibo for a certain game, it could unlock like a new outfit or bonus points or something like that. Kind of cool.
And it
little
doubles
idea,
doubles
but-
as an action figure. So for the kids, it's like
Yeah.
collectibles plus bonus. It's kind I mean, surely some kid is like loving it.
Oh yeah, dude. 100%. Or some adult, honestly, because they'd be collecting all
Yeah,
these.
true.
Kind of like
Join
those
the powerful
Funko
Donkey
Pops.
Kong and the talented
Yeah,
singer Pauline as
the way
they
people
set out on an adventure
freak
to
out
the
and act
fabled
ridiculous over
planet
Pokemon
Four.
cards. I don't imagine that it's any different.
My
No.
own special power?
So this is the origin story for Pauline as well as the Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, she's like has whole songs in the
Yeah.
game too. I wonder who's doing the
Donkey
music.
Kong Bonanza.
I'm curious too. Whoa.
Available July 17th only on Nintendo
Oh.
Switch 2. Pre-orders
Next
are
month.
available now on Nintendo eShop. The Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo will also be available July 17th.
Wow.
Nintendo. Okay, guys. I mean, bro, like,
Yeah.
Looked fun. Looks like I was kind of swayed a little bit.
yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like that'd be a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. I like how they kept Pauline a secret until the direct, because in the original trailers you didn't see that. Like, you didn't see that she was in it and what.
Not at all.
And,
Yeah.
and when you see a young Pauline, you're like, wait, is that the same woman or the same girl from Odyssey? And this is just like a big old origin story, I guess. So I'm like, okay.
Wait, sorry.
Kind of.
I thought when you said Odyssey, I was like, for some reason, I don't know if you even called it. I attributed it to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I thought you were making a joke.
I was gonna say no.
I was literally saying
Pauline, the
Alexia. I
character-
was like, she was in Super Mario Odyssey?
No. Pauline is like she plays like the female like singer that you meet in that big old city. I think it's called
Oh.
Metros. Yeah.
Okay, I
You
completely
remember?
forgot about that. That's cool that they're
Yeah.
bringing back that character.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember now.
In a Donkey Kong. Yeah. In like a Donkey Kong game this time, and she's much younger now. So I'm like, is this her first actual like time she's gonna be singing? So
Yeah, maybe they're gonna tie the stories together. That'd be kind of cool. I love that, dude. That's super
yeah.
dope. That made it so much cooler for me because I thought it was just like some random gimmick. Like, let's just throw a woman on Donkey Kong's back, which was cool, but it was just seemed so random. Like, but honestly, Nintendo does that. Nintendo's just like, hey, by the way, we're just gonna do something that you won't expect at all. And honestly, that still is that. I still didn't expect them. If they would have put a random person in there, it wouldn't have been much different. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna take Pauline from Super Mario Odyssey and be like, now she's on Donkey Kong's back. It's like, dude, I just think it's funny. Like, Nintendo's so eclectic, dude. They're so eclectic. Like, they just, and I love that because they're kind of groundbreaking in that way. You know what I mean? They're kind of just like, yeah, we're gonna do something we like no one else is doing. Like, sorry if you don't like it. You remember when they released the like, I think they still have them. I don't know if they're doing it with this Switch, but they had those cardboard things.
Yes, I know
you
what
could
you're
put the
talking about
Switch
for
in.
the Switch.
Yeah, like, bro,
Yeah,
what
there was
the
a
heck?
keyboard one. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's really cool and creative. It's like making boring cardboard into like interesting like structures and objects where you could put your Switch on.
Did you
or,
see
like,
that, Chris? Hold on.
Oh, it's dope, dude.
Let's see. I forgot what it's called. It was a Nintendo Labo. It was these.
Yeah.
It was these things you can buy. It was these boxes that get shipped out to you. Buy it and you build shapes and stuff. Like, you could build like a steering wheel, a gun, etc. And that was used as like a. Look it up. It was used as like as almost like a controller thing. It was super cool.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, they were just doing stuff like that, and they like, I don't know. I feel like Nintendo in that way is very innovative, and I know that's kind of off on the tangent from Donkey Kong, but like, you see that in the games though. Like, yeah, like, of course it's, it's an open world Donkey Kong game, and its graphical fidelity is not up there, but dude, they're just like, yo, you can destroy the whole world. Matter of fact, anything that you destroy, like, you can like piece it together and build a bridge if you want, or you can fly on it. Like, they did that same thing with that last Zelda game too, where the customizable, like, it makes it to where there's
Tears
like
of the
almost
Kingdom?
Yes, it's almost like everything that you do is like, there's so many different possibilities to make that happen, to the point where it's like, it's almost a whole different game. Actually, not almost. It is a completely different game for every player that graces the game, which is that's awesome.
I want to point out, like, it seems like Nintendo's like going to the direction of like being more and more and more of like a sandbox developer in terms of like with all their future titles, because with Tears of the Kingdom you have that one system where you can construct objects and like vehicles and like certain like things like that, and in this one you're literally like destroying, you know, an island filled with like enemies, and you know their beautiful home is going to be like destroyed. It's kind of like deforestation, but like you're taking that deforestation and you're making something out of it. Like, which, I mean, the irony of that.
Split screen gamers protest. But Donkey Kong is about deforestation.
Yeah,
we said it first.
We said it first. Yep. So, and it's just like doing that makes it like a sandbox, because you're literally like destroying like, you know, the sandcastle, and you're making something else like a sand pyramid now. So it's pretty dope how they're furling like going to the direction of like developing like their future titles as a sandbox experience, because that's been really successful for them, honestly. Like very, very successful. So I'm looking forward to that, you know, sandbox Star Fox game that we're gonna get, where we're gonna customize like 50 billion ships.
What I'm looking forward to is because I think you're 100% right. That's a very good observation. You're like, oh, like, yeah, even super, like, that's, I think it's super obvious too what you're saying, because even Super Mario World or Mario Kart World,
yeah,
it's confusing. But the Mario Kart World thing is even in a way open world. It's not even in a way, it is open world. It's just a very kind of stripped down version of it. And it's like, are we going to, I know they said that's the last one we're going to get, but what if we get a Super Smash Bros. Open world alternative, which might just be in development right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and like you said, Star Fox. What other IPs do they have? Are we getting a Splatoon? Are we getting? I know.
Which they announced a. Speaking about Splatoon, they announced a spin-off title now.
Are you serious?
Where you can, where you can, I believe, where you can build like your own ship, and like it's like an adventure kind of game, and like it's more, it goes back to the sandbox approach. It's like you build out like your like custom like ship or like land, and like you pretty much work on it and whatnot. So it furthers goes in that direction of like developing their future titles as sandbox games. So
I think I think what's cool is I think that like, you know, they're just like you said, they're just going to implement these open world mechanics or open world style games into everything that they do, even down to like Mario Party. I think that we're going to get there. I think there's going to be a version of that coming out. Look, Nintendo is probably recycling a lot of these landscapes and just like retexturing and remapping them in terms of for cost effectiveness. And so I guarantee that's like, you know, I guarantee that's probably their like one of their highest prerogatives over at the studio, which is not a complaint. I think it's Nintendo does it, but they like, oh, if we're gonna do that, then we're gonna make this extremely different than anything you've seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look, it's more kiddie than what I like. Like, I'm gonna play the game, but I'm not gonna be like I'm going to play it with the idea of like, this is a fun kiddie experience. Like, I'm going to jump in with my girlfriend, I'm going to jump in with my cousin, I'm going to play like that. I'm not going to get into it thinking this is going to be a AAA innovative title. Like, that's not what it is. And so I think that Nintendo's, we need that, because we have enough of, I mean, we can see just from the PS State of Play alone, we have enough titles coming out on the AAA platforms that are like probably going to see a day of gameplay and then get thrown into the ether of crazy titles that never got played. You know what I mean? Nintendo's not that.
No, I know.
Nintendo's not that. Nintendo's games get played, and that's healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was explaining to my buddy the other day about a red ocean and a blue ocean like market, like the difference between, you know, either or, and like, you know, red ocean basically means you compete, blue ocean means you don't, and like Nintendo's the blue ocean, and you know, they're not competing, but like they're making like all these interesting creative games where people are buying them, people are like, you know, trading them, people are playing with like other friends with them, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really helped in their benefit and whatnot. So 100%, and definitely with this game, it's co-op now. Where like I pointed this out like earlier or in the midst of the direct, where Pauline only has like one action where she's like singing out. It's like comic booky, the words and whatnot, and it's like really simple to do. Like I could teach my cousin how to do that, like how to use like the Joy-Con, and like we could be like playing like co-op and whatnot. So I think that's cool, and then I can be like Donkey Kong where he has more complex like mechanics, built into his character. So it's pretty dope. Pretty dope. So
yo, before we move on, I wanted to get some final thoughts kind of on this direct, and I want to talk about one more topic. I think personally, it's like don't have a Switch, so it's hard for me to speak on this as much as I would like to. The Switch is hard to get access to. It's also like I'm gonna wait till we get a couple updates, etc., before I ever grab one. But Chris, I want to see, what are your thoughts, man? Like, I know that you only play, JRPGs with skin tight. You're a Stellar Blade type of guy, is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm curious, like, what do you think? Someone who's more sexually oriented to the games he picks rather than, the gameplay and the fun of it all. What do you think about this direct?
Yeah, that's very true. It's It was interesting that my fiance is not a gamer. We do like Tony Hawk once in a while when she's in the mood. But she specifically requested wanting to play Animal Crossing. That's like where it originated.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting her the New Horizons version of the Switch one, so she could play that. She immediately got obsessed with that, and then also with Cult of the Lamb.
What?
Which she might be more obsessed with that one.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
If you're unfamiliar with Cult of the Lamb, you literally are a lamb, and you build your cult world.
Yeah.
Like you get worshippers, you build temples, you have, speeches and stuff. You have to kill followers.
Yeah.
You have to eat followers. You put them in jail. You fight other like bosses. It's honestly like I was very impressed with how funny and intricate the game is.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know you picked that, or you guys picked that game up. That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
I played that like a while ago, and I was like, this is such a funny game.
That's on the Switch?
Honestly, of an idea.
Yeah, it's very original, and Animal Crossing is too. Like, and it's funny. I'll check in how her like island is doing on Animal Crossing, and she'll show me all the things she did. The more scavenging and fishing and flying to other islands she does. She builds on her island, and then with Cult of the Lamb, I was like laughing because I'll check in what she's doing with it. She's like, this person died. I didn't know what to do with it. There's just this dead body in the forest.
Oh my god.
She's like, she hadn't earned like where you can bury them yet. So there's just this dead body. And I was like, what is this game? This is hilarious. All that to say, that's what stuck out to me about Nintendo, especially the Switch, because I knew of the Switch, but I'd never played it. I see like they bring that fun factor, it seems like, and that might be like a broad term, but when I say that, I mean it's interesting how I have, my partner who was not a gamer but was very intrigued by these games. Like these are what stuck out to her.
Yeah.
And I think it's like kind of what Chandler was saying, like even if you aren't necessarily a gamer, Nintendo kind of has like that edge to them where, it's not like introducing games you have to take super seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's like you just go and have fun, and they're it's something she can play because she kind of needs to like fiddle with something if we're like watching TV or getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
And that world building aspect I think she liked as well. But I think, and it's probably the same way that it would appeal to younger people or kids or whoever too. Nintendo, they bring like I don't know a better word to say than like they bring like that fun aspect to it, which I think is very interesting. And I feel like they probably have always kind of been like that, and that's kind of what's carried them through, and it's still doing that obviously to this day. Like you can even see with this trailer, like they could have kind of rehashed Donkey Kong, just use that IP, bring a new game, not really do a lot, but you could see they obviously had some throwbacks, but there was like a lot in there. I was like, oh, you can actually like do a lot with this. I was kind of surprised. It seems like they put a lot of effort and like thought, and they weren't taking it seriously. Like they were, the whole thing was kind of like goofy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like they know what they're doing. They know what the audience wants.
100%, yeah.
There's obviously a reason they're still around and have been around for decades.
Yeah, over 100 years, honestly. Like, because they were a trading card company, or like they made a certain Japanese card game. Like, like in the 1900s, and then by like the 80s, they were like, we're getting into video games. That's what we're gonna be doing, and they totally just transform everything. So
it's very interesting to see. It's interesting to see how it's developing, and but it's kind of staying true to their form at the same time. Like, you can tell, like, when you're watching a Nintendo game or playing a Nintendo game.
Yeah, and you're making some good points, by the way. Did you see the Tears of the Kingdom gameplay at all from Zelda?
Mm-mm.
Yo, so what he was like, I think you said something there. Two things. One thing you said is that they don't take themselves too serious. They kind of focus on the fun, which is a complaint in gamers all the time. It's like, yo, why aren't the games? We just want fun games. Nintendo sticks to that rubric, and they do it every single time. For the most part, like 98% of the time, and
that's what they got.
Go ahead.
All those diehard fans.
Yes,
that's why they hate those diehards.
And it's honestly, like it's Super Smash Bros. Is just a fun game. Like the game's awesome. And the second thing you said was that you were surprised at how much you could do, and I think I'm surprised you haven't seen the Tears of the Kingdom. You should go back and watch the gameplay trailer they put out, where they did something similar to this. Bro, because that's like I think Zelda, in my opinion, is the highest tier of Nintendo's studio. That's like their best game. It's their GTA to Rockstar. Like so if you go to, and that's kind of a crazy comparison because Rockstar puts out everything great, but like,
if you
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, David.
No, finish up. You're good.
I was gonna. No, I was gonna say I went to the midnight release for Tears of the Kingdom, and there were so many people there, and I'm like, this is what you would expect from like a GDA release. That's funny that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's that good.
Like
I wanted to mention the mechanic though. That specific part, you're like, you can do more. You can do so much with what they got. So Zelda's already huge. It's essentially a giant RPG. It's huge. It's actually difficult. I think it's quite a challenging game, and they added this extra mechanic to the game where you have to like, so for example, they have floating islands like an Avatar, and they have just regular islands out in the water. They have this building mechanic in which you can construct boats and put jets and like construct ladders and like flying, all these little things. It's like so customizable to the point where it's like kind of overwhelming. And when you're playing the game, it's like I have so many different possibilities, and that's what I was trying to get at when I said the way in which you play the game is completely different per player. And so you should check that out because it's Donkey Kong but on steroids. Like it's actually kind of, in my opinion, it's like, man, I don't have enough time because I would feel like I'm missing out. Like I'd have FOMO on like certain mechanics. I'd be like, dang, I didn't use this mechanic enough. I want to play the game again, which I'm sure is what they want.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like that mechanic in Tears of the Kingdom. Kind of reminds me of like what you can do in like Minecraft. Honestly, like it's like a Minecraft for like the Legend of Zelda.
Facts.
That's what I could like compare it to. So yeah, so it goes back to that sandbox approach now. So heck yeah.
Well, dudes, I'm excited. We'll see how Donkey Kong performs when it comes out. I'm sure Nintendo has a lot of things slated for the rest of this year, probably just because of the holiday season. We're gonna get some updates rolled out. We're gonna get some new game announced. I'm sure they're working on whether they say it's the last Super Smash or not. They're working on another. I think they even said that was the last Mario Kart. So they just be capping. It's not the last one. Yeah. We'll see what's up. So
there's no way.
I wanted to just kind of slowly pivot to something very quick because. I'm curious about if you guys are interested in like this is kind of a conversation for off the podcast, but there's a lot of games to play, co-op games to play, and I feel like we should do it on here on the channel. Chandler has said it multiple times. He wants to play Outlast Trials. I think Chandler wants to play Outlast Trials simply to see me myself. I think that's what he wants. I think he keeps saying, let's play Outlast Trials. Like, bro. You've never expressed any interest in Outlast Trials until I started this channel, and then all of a sudden I started this channel, and it's like I think you just want to hear me say the N-word as many times as you can get in one video.
Nah. I was just like, man, what a great idea to play this game, because it's the three of us. We could get a fourth. We can definitely get a fourth. We know a fourth, me and Chris. If he joins, that'd be great. Our buddy Randy. But literally, I was just like, man, it would be a great idea to like all play the Outlast trials together and like, scare the living shit out of each other and just hear ourselves just like crying and shit, man. That'd be funny. Like,
let's make it happen.
I think that'd
bro.
be like really funny, like, videos right there, y'all. So
let's make it happen.
That's just my idea.
Also, Splitgate. I kind of want to jump in Splitgate for a little bit just to see what's up.
Yeah.
Just because at the direct, the guy was just like, I think it was Xbox Direct. The guy just came out with that bat and was like, was that Xbox or no? That was the Summer Games Fest. He came out with that bat and he was like, yeah, the game's just awesome as. I just dropped a hard F-bomb, and I was like, yo, that's I respect that. Yeah. So
and like he also
go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty Activision. Yeah.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Which is crazy
Yeah,
because they didn't release the Black Ops trailer. So I love how Activision was like, yeah. I don't know if they've commented on that. I'm curious, but I need to look that up actually. Let me see while we're on the podcast. Like, did they say anything? Probably not.
Nah. They're like, what did he say? Oh, we're not too worried.
That's the dude that called out like Call of Duty and stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was.
I'd be down to play that game though.
Yeah, and I'm not usually let's see. So, news to me the dog. Yo, I think I don't see anything specific. Oh, Activision CEO reacts to Splitgate. No, it's just a skit. That's just a skit. He probably didn't say anything. Yo, but I do think that it's quite funny that the day after the direct or the Xbox direct, like a couple days after, they were just like, yeah, we're gonna put out Black Ops, bro. Like, we're not trying to hear all that, which I respect. Like, honestly, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan, but like, let's not little bro them. Like, they've been doing this for a while. Like, they got it on lock.
Yeah.
Look, you can't criticize Call of Duty and not criticize Madden or 2K12 or even FIFA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do that. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah. No, I get that, dude. I get that. I didn't even
try
know
to be a little too hard.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Chris?
I didn't even know like there was a Black Ops 7 until they announced it. I was like, we're already at 7 now? Like, I still remember when it was like 2 or 3.
Facts.
Like, I didn't know we were at Black Ops 7, so yeah.
I want to see Black Cops. Can we get that? That's what I want to see. Do you remember that Ed Bassmaster skit years ago? And he like went to GameStop with a Black Cops case and was like, "Yo, I was trying to get Black Cops, like, but I got Black Ops or something like that." I can't remember something dumb, but super viral.
Yeah, dude.
And it had just like, I think it was one of the dads of like one of these '90s black sitcoms who was a cop. He was on the cover and it was like, Black Cops, the trials of like Leroy or something, and it was like him just like holding the gun. Like, it was something dumb. Like,
I remember that. I remember that.
I was like, dude, I would love that. Bro. Can we get Black Cops?
Yeah. That'd be great, dude.
So you just,
I think Outlast Trials definitely is probably more my vibe too, for sure. Like, Split Fiction looked cool, but I was like, that's not really, I think, my thing.
Split
like,
Fiction.
I think Outlast Trials would. Or Split, what was it called?
Splitgate. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Splitgate. Yeah.
Lots of splits. Especially in Atomic Part 2.
Splits. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, my God.
Hey,
David.
Let's go.
They're bringing that back, dude.
No, you're right, Chris. You're right.
They know.
I think Atlas Trials is more my thing, too. I think Splitgate, it's first person. It's more like, look, I have it on my PlayStation right now. I had my cousin he stays a week in the summer every year. He turned it on. I was like, yo, you could play it while I do some work. He started playing it, and the first thing that comes out of the PS5 DualSense controller has the speaker. The first thing that comes out of the speaker is the N-word, and then he goes, it's crazy. It's like, I forgot, because I haven't played online like that in a while. I forgot how much of a debaucherous landscape it is. You just get on there, and it's like, oh, this is just Twitter, but over a voice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. if the FBI ever wanted to, they could, get the black boxes with all the audio recordings for like Xbox Live, PlayStation, everything, and just see like, so what did he say over PlayStation network that was like, very controversial, and said he would impregnate your mom?
Yeah,
like,
2014 David would definitely be. I would definitely be convicted if they like pulled up my 2014 like straight out of high school, right into college, not doing my homework, just playing GTA online all the time. I would definitely be convicted. There'd be some racial slurs. I'd probably be fat shaming. There's tons of just idiotic stuff I was doing back then, bro. And that's like crazy because that's like, I'm also 18, so it's not like I was like a super big kid. I was actually just a debaucherous 18-year-old, just playing PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, I want to jump in some of those games with y'all. Outlast Trials has to be next. I think you're right. Can we get that on PlayStation?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation, and I think it's on sale. I'll have to double check, but I think it's on sale right now. So, and the only thing I would warn y'all about is the gigabyte size, because it is a hefty boy. It's like 70 gigs. It's a hefty boy.
I've always been a chubby chaser, baby. You let me know which game I gotta download, and I'm gonna grab it.
David, I need.
You're talking about sorry, you're talking about the storage. My bad.
You're talking about
my bad, bro.
Storage.
My bad. My bad. Sometimes I just shoot at the wall and see what sticks, and then I realize, bro, you're supposed to be a Christian guy. Like you gotta wrap it up, bro. I'm still trying to change my ways, man. It's not an instant change, man. It's not an instant transformation of heart. All right, guys. I think that is a good bow on the on this episode. Nintendo, awesome, cool. It's funny, people complain about the price, and now it's sold out. So Nintendo, good for you. We all knew that was going to happen. No one thought that Nintendo wasn't going to sell. Let's be for real. Nintendo always sells. And everyone complained about the $70 price tags. Guess what? People are playing the $70 games right now. It's because the people buying these games, Nintendo knows that. The people buying these games are the people who have kids who are like so cute, and they want to get a game for, and they're like, I'll spend any dollar amount for. The people they don't, they're like, yeah, whatever. If you buy it, or we don't care. Like, cool, that'll be great. And they're still gonna buy it too. Are the people like us who are like just average gamers? But the kids, like my nephew Oliver, my cousin, like I'm sure you have I know you have a couple nephews, Chandler. I know that's something that they would want to play. I know. I just know it's a kid situation. So Nintendo, good for you. I want Nintendo to win. People who want Nintendo to lose, Japan is an awesome freaking country, and they make good stuff. The win on my books. Rant over. Love you guys. That's another episode of Split Screen Gamers. Next time we hop on, we might be playing a game. So let's do it.
Yo,
let's go.
Outlast Trials.
But until next time. Peace.